It was a big day for Sony today because they showed the PlayStation 5's UI, and we are going to actually talk about it and give an analysis. Um, I think I saw some things that no one else seen, or thought about some things, but let's get it. The first thing I actually want to talk about is the this home screen. This is what it looks like off of a cold boot, and at the upper right hand side of the screen, you see the little PlayStation controller. It looks like Live from PlayStation actually still exists. I don't know how it's going to work for the PlayStation 5, but being as though it seems like this whole share type situation is going on, um, I do feel like it's going to be a really big part, and I'm all for it. Um, a couple key things. One of the things that I do want to talk about is this. I knew something was going to be big with this controller having a built-in mic, and I think that they're going to have like voice controls similar to like Alexa, or if you know about Comcast, the Xfinity voice remote. That way you could tell the PlayStation 5 what to do instead of looking for a whole bunch of shit. And since the mics are out of the box, I mean, it's right there. You could, it's very functional. I think it's really cool. So next thing, and you might not notice, is that you can actually pin cards. And I don't believe that cards are exclusive to activities. I think stuff like Netflix or Hulu can be actually pinned. I think that's really fucking cool. Especially, if you want to kind of have, Netflix playing in the background while you're doing some kind of grindy like thing, you know what I mean? Some things that's just when you're grinding, sometimes it's just mind numbing. You know what I'm saying? And you just don't want to deal with it. So you could have a video being played in the background. Shit, if it isn't possible, you can have your friend's gameplay playing in the background, which is pretty fucking cool as well. It's like Sony kind of, did like a roll call with all sorts of features that or they must have been analyzing how people were playing games and noticed that there are people that would want to have some ambient noise in the background while they grind for trophies and the like. I'm definitely here for anything of that nature. I don't too much grind, you know what I mean? But when I do, it is kind of boring. You definitely want stuff like that. The last thing for actual the UI is these the what is it called here? I'm sorry. There was a notifications alert option there, and I know that they tried to do this the best way that they could on the PlayStation 4, and either developers didn't support it, or it just flat out just wasn't possible. But you know how you go onto Twitter and you see developers actually interacting. For instance, Ghost of Tsushima had like that little patch uh, for co-op and stuff like that, and you had to be on Twitter or use sort of Reddit to kind of figure out that's what they were going to do. I feel like it's going to be more of a closely related or closely communicated functionality with the developers and the users with these notification um, push throughs with the UI. I mean, I hope it's to be used. I mean, if you don't give people fucking options, they won't fucking use it. You mean if you don't force them to, they won't use it. So who knows? Who knows? And they added some things with the UI with PlayStation Plus, such as help integrated inside the UI. So they claim that the developers are going to actually some developers could push that through where they have like these official videos and whatnot, where a person could, kind of open this up and see the actual help. Maybe it's a YouTube video. I'm not exactly sure how the hell is going to get pushed through. But I know that's a lot of burden on a developer. They have all these systems to make a game for, cross-gen and all this other shit. And, I don't think they want to be burdened. I have a sneaky suspicion, although you pay for PlayStation Plus, um, I think a user is going to be able to create. I believe that was part of the leaks. The user is going to be able to create cards and have like little, notes on these cards, not notes, but like comments on the videos and stuff like that, which I believe is going to tie into the create button. But I feel like you have to be a PlayStation Plus subscriber to actually get that. And I'm not even mad at it. Make your money. I do want to actually say though, I mean, all of these like features that they have with the PlayStation 5's UI and PlayStation Plus. I mean, typically with PlayStation Plus, and I know I'm going to sound like a fanboy, like hardcore, but I don't really give a fuck. I mean, if I'm going to be paying for PlayStation Plus, I don't just want to be paying for discounts or anything of that nature. I actually want to have these particular functionalities. Make it worth it. If you're going to charge us, make it worth it. And these particular features, these helps where I don't need my phone, and you could do picture in picture, and the way that things are actually divided now, I think that this going forward is how they're going to make video games into like these divisions. And I think that these cards that they say that the developers need to make, personally, I don't think they have to do as much as people think they have to do. I think cards are going to translate from trophies, to be honest with you, so the developers doesn't have to make these things personally. I think a lot of the trophies that we receive now are very similar to cards and probably going to be on the PS4, so I'm good with it. And the next thing I want to actually talk about is chat. See, the chat system actually surprised me the most, as it seems like there's a lot of do you remember that rumor they said that the PlayStation 5 chat is going to be like 100 players? And I was thinking to myself, well, what the fuck would you need that for? And a lot of people were actually like thinking about that. It was like, that doesn't really make any sense. And when you start to look at that shit, it makes sense. What I'm about to say, I think they're trying to make it like Discord, to be honest with you. Notice how in this UI the communities don't work anymore, and they have stopped the functionality on the PlayStation 4. It seems like they combine communities with the actual party system. I honestly feel like, that coupled with, you can directly watch people play. I think I said this earlier in the video, where it's like the share play, and you can move the screen and it's picture in picture, shit like that. I think that honestly, they really are going to be so comprehensive, and they said that think grander when it comes to the party system. I think they're trying to make it like Discord. I think they really want a one-stop shop with all of this shit. And I hope it works. They promised a lot with the PlayStation 4, and a lot of the shit was half-baked. But now, how big gaming is nowadays, I think that they have some validity to this shit. Now, moving on to the share portion or create. It's not really about any kind of revelations. It's more along the lines of like, for this screen right here, there's the little editing button on the right hand side, and then the broadcast, and then you have the record it. It's going to pop up later. And then there's some other sign to the left of the push through or push to the Twitter button. All the notes kind of suggest that the share, you're going to be able to kind of make your, like the share factory, what I'm using right now, is going to be basically integrated in the UI along with, I didn't want to really I didn't want to talk about the store being integrated in there. We need to see more before I really speak on it. I wanted to kind of hit, it's not that big either in terms of functionality. So I want to kind of focus on functionality here, but I believe that the share factory is going to definitely be more simplistic. You're going to be able to kind of trim videos and make, and there you go right there. You see how they have like to take a screenshot to the left of there. I don't know what that is. Some sort of time thing. I don't know what that is about. But either way, when you look at the whole situation, right? You can do like Instagram filters with these edits. I believe you'll be able to stitch together videos. I think that'd be pretty fucking sweet. That way you can kind of make your whole, broadcast thing. I really truthfully want to see how you're going to be able to stream games on the PS5. I feel like they didn't show that shit deliberately because they have a lot of things up their sleeves that's going to, really make a make for a nice experience, an easier experience, and something really good for the community. I can see why they didn't want to show this shit because they don't want anyone copying. So, I mean, it just looks like big shit. Like I'm just really here for the whole thing. I kind of am glad that they're not showing everything because I don't want to see everything. You know what I mean? I want to kind of be surprised for once. But I do think the share factory is going to be built in. You could be edit and do all this other stuff. The last thing I want to actually talk about is there may be some news for Killzone being launched. This guy's name right here, what you see, is actually responsible for Killzone. I'll get into it in just a second. Let me pull this up. So, according to Reddit, they said that Sony just teased a new Killzone game, and it's not just because the Killzone avatar, but an obscure person the avatar is named after is Killzone universe Kenzo Hacken, who himself leaked the information. Sony used the Killzone avatar in the PS5 UI reveal today. Let me see if I have enough time to say this. Okay, cool. It is if it was just the avatar, maybe that would be one thing, but they also want to the trouble of naming the avatar after someone in the universe's Killzone. Kenzo was an obscure character in an easy to miss audio log, and this audio log was being watched. He exposed leaked the tracking record of someone that was being watched. I feel his actions of exposing the tracking record coincides with a tease of sorts, exposing a tease, maybe reaching out, reaching here. But I think we got some Killzone coming, and that's I'm reading this from Reddit. So they said they could have chose any character and any name. Instead, they chose someone active from God of War, Spider-Man, but they chose Killzone. And instead of naming it Nathan Drake or Ratchet, they chose this guy, which is a super obscure character that leaked things in the Killzone universe. So I know I read that shit. It sound terrible, but fuck it, I'm not even going to repeat it again. But just to let you know, it could be a new Killzone happening. They were hiring Guerrilla Games, rather, a whole bunch of fucking people, and it's possible. I mean, it's kind of saddened that they're not going to do a SOCOM. It seems like it's going to be more along the Killzone, but I really do like Killzone anyway, so it's no loss to me. I'm kind of like stoked for that. I mean, as long as they can get this shit right with a great storyline, and robust gameplay and try not to Call of Duty-fy it, you know what I mean? If they can make it legit and shit like that, then I'm all for it. They already got Horizon Forbidden West coming out, so who knows? It's possible that they may be nailing this, I don't know when it's going to come out because Forbidden West comes out in 2021. Maybe this will be 2022, and maybe it's going to be a revamped Killzone. Who the fuck knows? It'd be really nice though. But yeah, the character that they named is an obscure Killzone character that leaked information. So there you have it.